He texts me last night. He goes, Sills, I know that you kind of covered the Eagles now. He goes, every single one of them coaches, Kevin Stefanski could not believe how technically sound DeVonta Smith is. Welcome back. National Football Show. It's your boy, Big Sills. And I'll tell you who my friend is, Brad Meeland, who is the equipment manager for the Cleveland Browns, was my equipment manager in the World League, and we've stayed in touch. And I showed you that box of stuff that they sent me. And, I mean, Jim Brown jerseys, I kept that, and I've got that somewhere, and it's signed by Jim Brown himself. So, you know, I'm not dumping that. I got that in another room. And so he sends me, I got a ton of things from the Browns. And let me just put this out there to you. He texts me last night. He goes, Sills, I know that you kind of covered the Eagles now. He goes, every single one of them coaches, Kevin Stefanski could not believe how technically sound DeVonta Smith is. Flex goes, told you Smitty will be the number one by season's end. He'll lead the team in yards and touchdowns. You could book it. Hey, dude. Hey, every single one of the defensive coaches for the Cleveland Browns were doing this. Wow. Wow. When does that become a problem, though, when you can't find them? And here's another little small issue. Maybe. If I'm making $25 million a year and I got a kid over here who's better, like, watch this. Jamar Chase is not the physical specimen A.J. Brown is. And A.J. Brown fits in this Philadelphia Eagles system with the quarterback that's currently here. Okay? Would A.J. Brown fit in Cincinnati? That guy likes speed guys. Maybe. But he's never really put. Then again, he's had Ryan Tannehill and Jalen Hurts. I mean, it's not like he's had NFL arms as his quarterback. So dude, that guy got $25 million playing for Ryan Tannehill. But then again, don't dismiss that. Justin Jefferson has 3,000 yards with Kirk Cousins. And let's not forget something else. The Titans were the top seed. Okay? They were the top seed in the AFC. Don't talk to me about certain quarterbacks, because some quarterbacks are making their wide receivers a ton of money. That guy in Minnesota is making Justin Jefferson a shitload of money. But let me say this to you, man. Michael, thanks for coming in. I appreciate it. AJ plays slot in Cincy. Picking, I like that. You're right. Probably so. Boy, God, what a force that would. Boy, I never thought it. Hey, man, I'll tell you what. Maybe Shane Steichen, you put AJ in the slot here. That might help. You got Goddard at tight end and AJ in the slot. Man. Watkins out wide. Then Smitty gets his numbers. That'd be a formation I'd be interested in. Think about that formation. AJ's going to get his touches and his targets. Smitty's going to be open because of the underneath. And those guys are not in traffic kind of guys, Watkins and Smith. Okay? Watkins and Smith are not traffic guys. AJ's a traffic guy. What I mean by that is he can handle the traffic in the middle. Be a formation I'd be interested in. Because you're going to need to move it around. But hey, the things that they're saying about, and it's not the Eagle guys, this is why I'm impressed with it. Okay? This is the Browns people saying this. The thing is, how he set this up perfectly, if Hurts doesn't gets these dudes the ball. You got a QB-rich class and assets, and you can get the guy you desire. Yeah, man. I understand that. But why not give Jalen an opportunity to succeed with a decent back. Gainwell in the backfield does you nothing. He does you nothing. They'll struggle in the red zone running the ball with that. He's not a LeGarrette. You need LeGarrette Blount, quite frankly. You need somebody like that. You don't have to have a back get you 1,000 yards. You have to have a back help you get around 5 yards a carry, and it's durable. Dude, you want to hear something? If the Philadelphia Eagles had a back that you could count on for 16 weeks out of the 17, you guys would win 15 games maybe. Taking the heat off the quarterback, building the passing game. You need a back. It's time. It's time. And I'm telling you, I'm not a fan of this coaching right now. You're telling me you haven't practiced at all your run game at all in the offseason. You're throwing the ball, and you're setting him up not for, like I said yesterday. What was the number one thing that I told you that at least if you're going to have practices where you're constantly throwing the ball, at least do this. Put him in situations that he's going to have to face in a game. Most of the shit that they're putting him in right now, he's not facing in games. Now, I'm not suggesting these controlled scrimmages, okay, they're not. I'm not saying that because that's kind of game tempo stuff. So I'm not saying, I'm talking about the stuff at the NovaCare Center. That's useless. Those stats that Pauly Shore throws out there are useless. Smith locked in till 2016. He'll be extended midway through. You got to see it. But you see, the Eagles will have the advantage if his numbers aren't there. You're not going to give DeVonta Smith $20 million if he's never been over 1,000 or 100 catches. You're not going to. Financially, they're not going to spend that money because they could come back numbers-wise and go, you've never been a 1,000-yard receiver, and you've never had 100 catches. You think we're going to give you $25 million? Now, some of you would fire back and go, they gave A.J. Brown that. A.J. Brown, in my opinion, when you watch him with Yak and such, he's a different guy. But then again, I will tell you this. I don't know if I would have given him $25 million because I don't see the production of $25 million with A.J. Brown. Do I think he's a top 10 receiver? I said it the other day he is. I do. But his production doesn't speak to it. He's not an overly productive wideout. It's not something I made up. Look at his numbers. They're not big numbers. Texas Eagle, you're never going to pry away a guy like Kareem Hunt from the Cleveland Browns right now after the 11-game suspension of Deshaun Watson. Man, they're going to run the ball 45 times, and they're going to try to keep themselves in the race. And I don't know how they're going to do that in the AFC. If they were in the NFC, the Browns would still be in the race by the time he came back. But because he's in the AFC, that's not going to happen. Flex says, I believe he'll be over 1,000 this year. So that notion, okay, well, so far again, that's hypothesis, Flex. You're suggesting that it is happening. We'll see. We'll see. You're under the impression that should happen, and I agree with you on that one. DeVonta Smith should be 1,000. DeVonta Smith, and I'll say it one more time. When does that become? You get out of the gate 2-4. I wonder if he starts getting frustrated with that. Okay? I wonder how frustrating you get with that. Not getting my numbers, not getting the targets. That's why there's a lot on the line here this year. Dude, don't make that guy unhappy. When you have other teams talking about him as possibly one of the best route runners in the league, and you got 900 yards next to your name, that's not going to work. His agent's going to be chirping in his ear. This ain't it. Why the hell do you think Hollywood Brown got the hell out of Baltimore? I ain't getting my numbers, man. Lamar Jackson is not giving me my numbers. James goes, kind of scary take. You think Smith ends his career as an Eagle? Depends who the quarterback is. If Jalen Hurts signs a contract extension, no, I don't. No, I don't. Why would you want to play wide receiver in Tennessee? Baltimore. Okay? Okay, hey guys, I'm sorry. I'm losing track here, so I got to take a break here. I'm sorry, Xander, I'm past the post here. Okay. By the way, a concern on the defense. That's a pretty big one. And this is something that you guys have addressed. You guys addressed this. And I think you're right. Okay? I think you're right. A little bit on this Cleveland Browns 2022 football team. Please hit the like button. Keep it here on the National Football Show.